Now, I have travelled the world, as I say, okay? I've visited over 100 countries, over 300 cities. Absolutely loved it. I've had some very good times getting drunk there, of course. Now, we have here, of course, travelled all over the world. And I've travelled to many, many different countries. And as I travelled around, I picked up different ideas, because I had thousands of average gin and tonics, the gin tonics you will have had at home. I had a handful of very good gin and tonics. And I've only ever had one perfect gin and tonic. And if you haven't guessed it, the perfect gin and tonic is made by me here in the gin and tonic, of course. So, as I went round, of course, being very British, I took all the different ideas, take all the credit, don't do the hard work, and I perfected this idea of our gin and tonic. This gin and tonic is the most common cocktail in the world, right? It's a cocktail we all know, it's a cocktail we've all had to drink, and yet it's a cocktail almost everybody gets wrong. Okay, even bartenders get it wrong. But today, you're all going to get it right because you're going to learn how to do it, and we'll elevate your gin drinking experience to new heights. Step number 1 of the 5 steps, and most importantly, is to begin with an English accent. If, my friends, you don't have one of those, then you can move to step number 2. Okay? More seriously, of course, step number 2, use these glasses. These are known as copper glasses, okay, in Spanish, or balloon glasses in English. Now, the reason we want these large glasses, okay, is because we want to allow the botanicals to move around the glass so we smell the gin before we drink the gin. Okay, very, very important. It enhances the experience so much. We want the botanicals to come through. So go with these wonderful large glasses. The next step, of course, is the big ice. Okay, we're of course going here with big ice. Now, I will address the gentleman in the room, because I know the gentlemen, much like myself, think to themselves, if I'm very well behaved, perhaps for Christmas, I will get some of these large ice balls. Well, the good news is, gentlemen, these ice balls cost €7 on Amazon. So if you just tidy your room for one time, I'm sure the lovely ladies, of course your lovely partners, will buy you these ice balls. The way, of course, we make this ice, though, is it's made by a machine that I actually found in Japan, at the Grand Hyatt in downtown Tokyo. This machine is known as the Hisaki ice making machine. However, there is a small difference before the gentlemen in the room get too excited. The ice molds on Amazon are €7. The ice making machine is a little bit more expensive. And when I say a little bit more, I mean €6,993 more expensive. My friend, let's go option 1. To avoid Christmas, work for Christmas, we're going to option number 1.
I take the Amazon.
Definitely go with the Amazon. Very smart, gentlemen. Avoid disappointment. Yes, absolutely. I did indeed persuade Mrs. B to buy the ice making machine from Japan. I told her there was good news and bad news. And my wife said, well, what's the good news? I said, darling, good news is it's free shipping. She said, what's the bad news? I said, well, the exchange rate in yen to euros, who knew? It's €7,000. To which my wife said, I knew. I'm not an idiot. Which I said, darling, let's focus on the good news. And yes, I still managed to get the ice making machine, and no, she did not serve me divorce papers. So that's, of course, how we make our ice. We make, as you can imagine, 100 pieces of ice a day, so we need the machine. It does about 300 pieces a day. The next step, of course, my friends, is most importantly, the ratio of gin to tonic. Okay? Now, again, very, very important, my friends, of course, is that ratio. Now, here in Europe and in North America, the standard, of course, measure is the standard, okay? And then you have to request the double, okay? Here at the Gin Library, we always serve doubles. Why? Because Britain is good at 3 things. We're good at getting drunk, we're good at making gin, and we're good at fighting with Europe. And no, my friends, I did not vote for Brexit, okay, just to be clear, okay, that was not my idea, okay, literally, I did not, that one was not mine, I'm not taking credit for that idea. So, of course, as you all hear in the Gin Library, we're going to use the double measure, and well, of course, we go in there like so. Now, as I like to say, of course, the line, that's more of a guide. It's like British people with countries, okay? Lines are more just a guide, in that sense, okay? So always, of course, put a good measure of gin in there, and then, my friends, you're going to go 3 parts tonic water, okay? Now, this is very, very important, my friends. 1 to 3 is the correct ratio of gin to tonic. That is the mistake most people make, is they put too much tonic water in there. Any more than 1 to 3, it's no longer known as a gin and tonic. It is known as an aquarium. Stick a fucking goldfish in, they'll be really happy, okay? Don't drink it, okay? This is the perfect gin and tonic, not Finding Nemo. Okay, we want to go, okay, with, of course, the ratio of 1 to 3. Now, you give it a little stir like so, my friends, it doesn't need much of a stir. Okay? The thing that will upset our lovely team here is if you come over and try and stir the gin and tonic yourself. Do not do that, okay? Just a gentle stir is needed. We then are going to add in our garnishes. Now, you'll notice here we're using dehydrated fruits, okay? Many people think you should use fresh citrus. You should not use fresh citrus. The problem with using fresh fruits is the citric acid or the juice will leak into the gin and tonic and it will overpower the gin and tonic, okay, with that juice. We don't want that. We just want to elevate the botanicals in the gin, so we use dehydrated fruits. All of our fruits come from here in the Azores. These oranges are in fact grown on the estate. Okay, these are beautiful oranges, of course, that we have here. So we put this in like so. Now we get that one in there, and that's all we need from there. Our final step, of course, is our botanicals. Now, unlike our garnish, our botanicals are always cut fresh from the garden, such as the rosemary out there. So we're going to take a little bit of rosemary, just this little bit here, and I'm going to put that onto the top. Now, do a little trim, just release some oils, pop it on top there, and that, my friends, is how you make the perfect gin and tonic.
Nice.